Hi there. What about change? We talk a lot about it. We often say things like, I want to change, and gosh, if I could only change. God has been rather concerned about change for a long time too. Change or transformation from one thing to another is a significant aspect of the gospel, the good news of God for us. I recently posted the following. Truly transformed lives come by looking at and examining everything we can about the cross, resurrection, and person of Jesus Christ, not from the attempt to emulate him. He does the work from inside of us. He brings us out, proving that he is our hope. What I'm getting at is that in Christ, believers have already become like Jesus. 1 John chapter 4, verse 17. There is no studying Jesus so that, or in order that, we might become like him, because we already are like him. We have already been made holy and blameless as he is. Colossians chapter 1 verse 22. We've already been made righteous as he is. 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 21. We've already been justified. Romans chapter 4 verse 25. We've already been redeemed. Colossians, or rather 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 30. And actually share right now in his nature. 2 Peter chapter 1 verse 4. That's incredible. And it's true. By looking into how that happened through Christ's cross and resurrection, we live by faith in Jesus as an objective fact and as a place where we are in him, having been changed triumphantly, successfully. It worked. So we're in harmony with him, reconciled, compatible. Now, excluding things like omnipresence, omniscience, omnipotence, to the extent that we believe we are not like Jesus, but should be, is the extent to which we do not believe the gospel and cannot live by faith that the change has been made, and are frustrated in trying to make something happen that already has. The healthy sounding phrase, maybe you've heard it, I want to be more like Jesus, is in fact unhealthy if and as it implies that we are not now like him but should be. And even though God thinks he's already made us like Jesus, and we are instead unlike him and separate from him with a lot of work to do, but can get close and maybe even sometimes look like him if only we will behave like him. As important as behavior is, it doesn't necessarily reveal who you are. What you believe about Jesus Christ reveals who you are. No one can become like Jesus by copying him. No one. Only by believing and receiving him can he make the change that means we don't copy or act like him in order to become like him. We act like him because we have been made and are in fact like him right now. It's our nature to act like him. All of the new covenant behavioral commands rest upon this. We've been changed into true and actual sons and daughters of God. So, being convinced of this, which in my experience is the majority of the work we do with each other, is to help each other be convinced God did it. It's then normal for us to behave like him, putting on love and mercy. A disciple, then, is not one who pursues or follows Jesus in order to become like him. After the cross, after the resurrection, and after the new covenant began, a disciple is one who has been changed by God, is now compatible with God, and who is now led by God from within. The work upon the disciple is done. It's complete. The work within the disciple, where the kingdom is, goes on. If then you've lost your vigor, if you've lost your vitality as a Christian, it's not because you're not following hard enough after Jesus, trying to copy his behavior and become like him, but rather it's because you're trying to copy his behavior and become like him, unaware you already are like him. Disbelief is frustrating and wearing you out. You've traded knowing God in the simplicity of that for trying to act like him. You've lost the delight of knowing God who produces a transformed life for copying God, which produces a flesh-formed life. Adam life, fake life. One is spirit and one is flesh. One fits you and one does not. Transformed lives are not those that we create and make happen, but those that have been created by God and which we discover and believe by looking at Jesus, his crucifixion and resurrection, which affected us just as he intended, perfectly. Done. Finished. See you later.